Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the long and the awaited breast reduction story video. This is my most highly requested video, I think, on Instagram. I've had so many people asking me to talk about it, and the reason why I haven't is because if you saw my original vlog where I kind of revealed them to you, then you will have seen I was really angry with the size of them, and I didn't think it would be the right time to talk about them until they'd fully healed, or like were on the route to fully healing, and until I was more content with them. And because it's been a while since I filmed a video, I was watching some of my other videos and I realised that as soon as I turn the camera on, I get a bit like nervous. I'm like, oh, I must remember to say this, and oh, someone asked this, so I want to say this. So I'm just gonna try and like chill out way more and just like talk to you about my experience. I'm 3 months post-op now, for those of you who don't know, and I've really tried to position my camera so that you can see my boobs, but I can't. And also, just to address my Fashion Nova video getting taken down because apparently there was a nip slip in it. There was not a nip slip in it, it was a scar from my breast surgery. So it got put back up. Thank you, YouTube, for that. Really trying to sit so that you can see my boobs, but it's just really difficult. So I'm just gonna chat and get into it. I'm sorry for the long opening. So I'm gonna split this video into 3 sections. The first part is gonna be why I got it. The second part is gonna be the actual process. And the third part is going to be the recovery. As I said, I'm 3 months post-op now, and I think I am in a good position to talk to you about it. So I got a breast reduction because I was experiencing chronic back and neck pain. I went to my GP about it and they put me in for some sessions for physiotherapy, and honestly they didn't help at all. They were a waste of my time, I'm not gonna lie. And then they suggested to me that I join the gym. So basically they gave me like a workout plan for like upper body, and I was like doing that for a little bit at home and it just wasn't working at all. And then there was also the problem of like when I would be exercising, like the boobs would be like going up and down so much that it would just hurt and I would just like be embarrassed. So yeah, so I was a 36 double G in UK size. I don't know what that is in American sizing, but yeah, I was a 36 double G. And so as you can imagine, finding bras, finding clothes that look flattering, finding sportswear was extremely difficult. And I think that's partly the reason for me being really inactive, is because simply I just couldn't find things to wear that I felt comfortable in. And I was embarrassed, like I was just embarrassed by them, because not even at the fact that they were saggy, I was embarrassed at the fact that they were always out, like no matter what I was wearing. Like this simple top that I'm wearing right now, okay, yes I have boobs, but then like my boobs before would be like all out here and then like all out of here, and like they would just literally be like popping out of literally anything that I would wear. And I felt like I was really sexualized. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I just felt really sexual all the time. Like I'm going to church, going to hanging out with my little cousins, like going to work and things like that. I just felt really sexualized all the time, and I really didn't like that feeling. So I decided to get a breast reduction, and it had always been something that was in the back of my mind that I knew I was going to get, because when I was about 14, my mom had pointed out to me how different each like size of the the different sizes of the boobs. I think one of my boobs were a size F or double F and one was a double G. So while yes it is normal to have one boob bigger than the other, that is quite drastic, and it was quite noticeable as well. So my mom had pointed that out to me when I was like 14 and said, oh, you know, when you're older, 21, whatever, we can get you a reduction. And 19, and yeah. And then I decided I'm financially stable to get one. I have the time while I'm at uni to recover, and I got it over the Christmas period. So I got it over the Christmas period, so I wasn't missing out on uni or work or anything. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was 10,000 times easier than I was expecting. I can honestly see why celebrities and why people get addicted to surgery, because it was such an easy, simple process. Like I thought I was going to be in pain for days, and like I wouldn't be able to walk, and they would take so long to heal. But honestly, I think after about a week, if I had like a job that required me to be there, I think I could have been there. Just the first 3 days were quite rough, but I will get to that in a second. So that is why I got a breast reduction. And a breast reduction and a breast lift are pretty much the same thing. I don't know why people try and make out like they're really different online when they're really not. Definitely I want a reduction, and I still to this day do feel like he really only gave me a lift. But anyway, that's just a bit of background as to why I got the surgery. So the actual process of it was, I got it done on Harley Street, which is like one of the best places to go in the UK. If you want to know who the doctor is, then message me and I will tell you. We don't have the best relationship anymore after that video. I don't think I'm his favourite patient anymore. But yeah, just message me if you want to know. So I think I had 2 consultations. The first consultation was kind of just me like asking about the surgery, and honestly the doctor was like I was really like, why is the doctor so chill and so calm and telling me that I'm not going to be in any pain, and like why is he saying that this is a really easy surgery, and like literally the consultation lasted about 10 minutes. So doctors are really experienced in it, whereas like I think if you're getting like a more complex surgery in the UK, then it's a bit more like weighty, it's more difficult, the consultation would probably be longer. But yeah, now obviously I've had the surgery, I understand why the doctor was so chill about it, because it really isn't that deep. I know I'm saying that as someone who has already done the surgery and I'm healed and stuff like that, but breast reduction surgery really ain't that deep, honestly. Like, I know it sounds bad, but because that surgery was so easy, when I'm feeling shitty and when I'm feeling down, I'm thinking, oh, I could just get surgery and fix the problem and fix the thing that upsets me. But I'm not going to do that. That's just when I feel shitty, that's what's going through my head now because of how easy the surgery was. The actual process, I went into surgery, I think I went to the surgery place practice at 6 AM or 7 AM. I went by myself. Some of you are going to be like, what the hell? But yeah, I'm 19 and I got breast reduction by myself, paid for it for myself. Looked after myself. At the time I had a boyfriend who looked after me, but when he wasn't there I looked after myself. Like, it is not that deep at all, really. It's really not. So I went to the surgery by myself. They marked me up. The doctor came in and like put these like thick marks up on my body, which I'll insert a picture or I'll put it as the thumbnail. And then the anesthesia lady comes in, she measures you and weighs you so she can work out how much anesthesia to give you, which I was really scared about because I feel like I look a lot smaller than I actually am. Like, people are always like, oh, why do you wear an XL, or oh, how are you plus size? But I really am larger than I look. So, and obviously when it comes to anesthesia, I think I'm saying the word right, when it comes to anesthesia, they need to get it right, because if they give you 2 less thinking that you're smaller than you are, then you could wake up during surgery, like you could be in more pain than you needed to be. Like, I was just like, please weigh me, please, I don't want to wake up during surgery. That was one thing I was shitting myself about, was because I've seen YouTube videos of people waking up during surgery, and I don't want to be one of those people. They weighed me and everything, and then I went into the surgery room. The surgery room literally looked like a dentistry room, and it had like all those big machines and like all the nurses, all the doctors and all that stuff. And that was when it hit me that, yo, you're really going under the knife, like saggy boobs matter, like can we just... That was all going through my head, but then I had to think about the health problems and like things like that and the benefits that I get from the surgery. So I get in the room and I hadn't been scared this whole time. Like, leading up to the procedure wasn't scared, consultation wasn't scared, the night before wasn't really that scared. Get into the surgery room, I was like crapping myself. I'm trying to hold myself together. I lay down on the bed and then I'm like looking up at the nurse or whoever was above me, and I'm like, I'm really scared now. And then all the nurses started crowding, well, not all of them, like 2 or 3 of them, like started crowding me. One of them like started stroking my hair and was just like being like a motherly figure, because she knew that I was there by myself and like I was only 19. And they were like, oh, don't worry, it's gonna be fine, you're so young, like recovery time will be so much quicker for you. They were like, oh, just like saying things like, oh, you're so beautiful, you know, just to like calm me down. And then the anesthesia man comes over and takes my hand, so I'm like lying like in dead position, and he takes my hand and puts the anesthesia. Was it general? I'm guessing it was general anesthetic. So if you've had like a tooth out or something, I guess you may have experienced this, I don't know. He put the anesthesia through my hand. Okay, that was the most painful thing of the whole surgery process. Getting that thing into the vein, or I'm really not a sciencey person, so I don't know the correct term for all this. Getting that thing put through the vein, oh my god, so painful. It's like a scratch, but like a deep scratch. Like imagine someone scratches your skin and then they're like pulling it upwards at the same time. So it's like scratch, pull upwards, and you're just there like, oh my god. So that happened, and then I think the surgery was like 2 or 3 hours maybe, I don't know. So now they wake up, no, I don't wake up. They try and move me off the surgery bed to move me to like the hospital bed, and I'm there like helping. I'm like obviously unconscious, like don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm like trying to lift my body because obviously I'm aware that I'm like taller and bigger than these little cute nurses. So I'm there trying to help them, trying to not make them broke off their back, lifting me. And they're like, no, we're gonna do it. And then they're all like, wow, she's so strong. Like, how is she doing this already? Like, I can hear them saying this as I'm like in and out of consciousness. And I'm they made me feel really comforted and at home, and I think they knew that like I'm so young and I haven't like got the support of like a mum or a dad or a parent or anyone. Like literally you have to sign this form to say like to say who like would you call if something happened and whatever, and I was just like, I really don't have anyone that could even come, so there's no point. Luckily at the time I had a boyfriend, so he took really good care of me and like supported me in things, and the doctor was so nice with like privacy as well. Like for me, obviously I don't really care like if people see me looking mash up or like, you know, if I don't look my best, but if you're someone who is, then that hospital are really good because they're really like considerate. So one of the doctors was like, your boyfriend's here, but we haven't let him in yet. Do you want him to come in now? Like he was obviously saying that knowing that I look like shit and I'm tired, and I just thought that was a really nice like considerate thing to do. And he was like, do you want to get dressed first? Do you want me to help you get ready? And I was like, no, it's fine, just let him in. So my boyfriend at the time comes in and we like eat a sandwich or something, and then we drive back. Walking out was kind of like, I don't know, I think I was like leaning on someone's shoulder, or like someone gave me an arm and I was like holding it, but I didn't really need it, you know. You're not like that damaged that you need someone like a walking stick or a wheelchair or anything. And then went home. Like the ins and outs of the surgery I really don't know, not gonna lie, but I think do is cut around your nipple and cut down. So imagine this is my boob, imagine this is my nipple, and then around it is like my whole body. So they cut around the nipple and then down the boob. So that's what the scarring is like. It's like boob, so nipple scarring, and then down here is a scar as well. So if you're someone who is like really not into getting scars and is like really conscious about them, then maybe this surgery is not for you. But the surgeon that I went to, he uses a really thin needle, and he's one of the best in the UK for creating scars that aren't that noticeable. However, I do think one of my boobs scarring is worse than the other, or more noticeable than the other, but for me personally I don't really care. I guess I just won't wear underboob outfits because that would make it like wearing things with an underboob is what like shows the scarring off more. However, saying that, I did try on a swimsuit earlier that had underboob and I liked it and I didn't really care. So yeah, if you're a scarry person or like embarrassed by scars, maybe it's not the right surgery for you. because you are essentially scarred for life. And yes, there are things you can put on your scars like dermatics, and you can try and get all these laser treatments, but like once you have a scar, you have a scar, you know, you've been cut open, and you just have to think about the health benefits and the other things that are gonna come along with getting the surgery. Also, a thing to add is when you come out of surgery, you have this like sticky tape, or I had this like sticky tape thing across me, which looked like a boob tube had been created kind of thing. And you're supposed to keep that on for like 1 or 2 days just to like mold the boobs into place, I guess. And I actually had an allergic reaction to, like, I don't know what it was, like it's some kind of anesthetic type thing that's embedded into the plaster, and basically it got the plaster with the anesthesia thing, it got stuck on my skin. So as I was trying to pull, because you literally have to pull this huge plaster off your boobs, so as I was trying to pull the plaster off my boobs, some of it had got stuck, and it's left me with like three circles, or like circle-ish things, 3 circle-ish things that basically now I'm scarred with as well on the side. But again, like, scars don't really bother me that much, so I don't mind. But yeah, just be careful when you're taking plasters and things like that off around the boob area, because that plaster has now scarred me for life. So I have 3 little things on the side. I want to show you, but I don't want to get done for nudity, so I'm sorry about that. So the recovery, the first night is very difficult to sleep, because obviously you have to sleep on your back and you can't turn, and you can't like lay on your front, and I'm someone who naturally sleeps on their front, so that was very difficult. I just kind of propped myself up with like 2 pillows, and yeah, propped myself up with 2 pillows and went to sleep. I'm not struggling to talk about it, but I'm just like, I don't really know what to say about it, because it was just like, it really wasn't that difficult, and it really wasn't doing anything that was like so out of the ordinary that needed to be noted. So yeah, just slept with 2 pillows for the first 3 nights. It was very uncomfortable, and then I slowly started turning onto my side because the surgery wasn't hurting me. So like, now I think about it, maybe that's the reason why one boob is scarred less than the other, because I was probably sleeping on the side more, one of the sides more and one of the sides less, if that makes any sense. There was more pressure on one and less on the other. So yeah, getting up and getting on and off my bed was a little bit difficult. Like I had to get help for that for the first few days, because it was like, I don't know, like it's like hard, so I never wanted to like move about too much, if that makes sense. First week I think I stayed in bed, and then I had the second week I had a consultation, so I had to get on the tube, and that was fine. And then maybe 16 days after, I think I went home for Christmas, because I had it done, or maybe even less than that. I went home for Christmas. You're told that you're not supposed to lift anything, but you know, I think I'm freaking henchwoman. I think I'm unstoppable, so I was still lifting things. I lifted my suitcase and went on the train home to Birmingham, and that was 2 weeks post-op, but that was pretty fine. And any little thing like doing your hair and like dancing crazily, lifting your arm up too much, lifting heavy things, picking up your baby, little things like that you can't do, because you could open the stitch and then that's how it gets infected. So every day I was checking them. I was like, yo, this better not be open. Like, I was always sending pictures to my doctor if any of them looked slightly abnormal. For a long time after surgery, I think for at least a month after, I was every day there was a little bit of pus or a little bit of green stuff, or a little bit of like something, like some kind of fluid coming out of it. And if it wasn't fluid, then if I would get sweaty, then the under boob area would be extremely sweaty, and there would be like this sweat or like liquid buildup underneath the boob that would smell really weird. And that was for about a month after, so that's something to bear in mind. And then you also have to wear this like bra, which is kind of like a gym bra. If you have big boobs, you know the bras I mean, where it has a zip in the middle. So I had to wear one of those for, I think it was 4 weeks. I stopped wearing it kind of early, which I shouldn't have, but that I had to for work. So when you saw me in New York and in Panama on the beach wearing a bikini. My stitches hadn't actually fully healed at that point, and you could see like the stitch had dissolved, because the stitches dissolve themselves. The stitch had dissolved, but the like little white string thingy was still quite visible. So when I was on set and I had this bra on, underneath this bikini top on, underneath, one of the people I was working with could like see the white string, and I was just like, yeah, it's just a stitch. I had surgery. So again, it's nothing crazy out of the ordinary. It's just a bit like, why is it there? Actually, all the time during my recovery, I was always buying clothes, and even before the recovery I was buying clothes, tops, bras, bikinis that I thought would like fit me, and unfortunately I didn't come out of the surgery with the size breast that I wanted. I wanted it to be a 36D or 36 double D, and I've come out with a 36F. So that was why, if you haven't seen my previous vlog, then you need to watch it, because I was fuming, and I emailed the surgeon. So yeah, so you're not, I think like going into surgery, you can't think that you're going to come out with this dream body and you're going to come out with these perfect breasts and you're never going to have any body confidence issues ever again. That is quite frankly just not realistic. I went in stupidly with that mindset that I would come out and everything would be solved, and it's not. You know, I still can't buy clothes from some shops because they are an F cup, and an F cup is still considered really big. However, the positives of the surgery outweigh the negatives far more. I don't regret getting the surgery at all, even though I didn't come out with the size that I wanted. And I think that I now don't have to wear a bra ever. Well, I don't know. I think if some people had my boobs, then they would probably think that they should wear a bra, but because I'm so like carefree and like what the fuck, I just don't wear them anymore. I've decided to not listen to society or what shops say about sizing, because you could be a medium in one and an XL. So honestly, who gives a fuck? Like, just create your own lane and your own idea and standard of beauty, and that is what I will be doing. So I literally rarely ever wear a bra anymore. And yeah, and if I do wear a bra, it tends to be a strapless one. So again, strapless bras that I can just get from like Primark are a lot cheaper than buying like £22 bras from like Debenhams and things. I would like to do some try-ons though of some bikinis and things like that, so you guys can see what my boobs look like now. You probably have already if you see my Instagram, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So if you want to leave me some messages, then let me know. Or if you want to DM me, or if you want me to do a whole other video on just a Q&A, then yeah. So just to sum up, I got my surgery 3 months ago. I paid around £6,000 for it. I got it done in London. I'd say the entire recovery for the surgery was about a month, but I was still active way before that. I'd say the scariest thing about the surgery is getting the anaesthesia put in, and if you're like a bit afraid of scars, I wish I could show you my scars. I really do, because honestly I would happily whip out my tit right now and show you them. However, YouTube guidelines don't allow me to do that. But they're really not that bad. Like, as I said, I'm still probably gonna wear an under boob swimsuit, and like my skin colour, luckily it just looks a bit reddy browny around the nipple. It's not like super bait. However, just if you're gonna get the surgery, then don't go into it thinking that you're gonna come out with perfect boobs, because you are not. And also, I know there's going to be some comments, or there was some comments when I was considering this surgery that was like just some of my fan brush on the floor. I know that there's going to be some comments like, oh, you could just lose weight and then lose your boobs. No, bitch. When I was 13 and when I was a UK size 10, I had double D boobs. So I was trying, realistically, I was trying to get surgery to be a breast size that I was when I was younger than 13. So I would have been a D cup when I was about 10. So, and now I think about it, that shit's just not realistic. Like, why is 10-year-old me gonna be why should 10-year-old me be an achievable goal for 19-year-old me? Like, it just doesn't make any sense now I think about it. So yeah, so if you have fatty tissue type boobs, then if you're gonna get the surgery, then afterwards you need to be really careful and make sure that you go to the gym, which is what I've started doing now because I don't want to like reverse and go back to having huge boobs. So you need to make sure you go to the gym and do an upper body workout just to kind of keep the boobs in shape, I guess. You don't have to majorly like diet or change your diet, but you know, obviously living a healthy lifestyle is gonna keep your boobs kind of how you probably want them. And then if you have glandy type boobs, then unfortunately, no matter how much weight you lose, you're always gonna have some type of tit, especially if you especially when you have children. That was the thing that scared me the most, because I was like, I'm a double G now, or I was a double G then, and then I'm gonna probably have kids. Like, I want to have 3 kids. So what the hell are my boobs gonna look like after that, especially if I'm a double G, and the largest sizes that I used to see in shops were a G. So yeah, and my back pain would only have gotten worse if I didn't get the surgery. And yeah, and that's why I got it. And I think an important note to draw on at the end of this video is that it is okay to be body positive, and it's okay to love yourself and get surgery. We live in 2018 where we have access to so many things, and if we have access to things that is ultimately going to improve our standard of life, improve our happiness, make us more active and like better humans essentially, then why not do it? I think people probably think, oh, because I'm like a body positive activist, I'm going to be so against surgery, when I'm really not. In my opinion, we should be allowed to do whatever we want. That to me is what body positivity and feminism is about. It's about giving women and giving people agency over their own body. Like, I can still love myself and get surgery. Like, anyone can still love themselves and get surgery. Like, it's our bodies, we have the coin, we have the time, why not do it? Make ourselves happy. So yeah, that is the end of this video, guys. As I've said, send me questions or tell me if you want me to do a Q&A, and I will like get my phone out and I will like answer the questions. Goodbye from me and my 36F titties.